Happy New Year. This is the second or the third of the month, and I have a limited time on this hard drive because for some reason this is the third. It gets filled up quickly, and I got a little sniffles today. Sorry. I had 0 degrees blowing on my head last night from the crack in the window. Anyway, so last night, the Iranian general, Soleimani, or whatever his name is, I followed him for years. He was an interesting person. He's a theological general. That's the way to look at him. He's different. He's not the typical Iranian general. I just doused him quickly, and he was. There's a lot of the story we don't know. About 50%. All right, so I got 50%, and we probably never will know, but I suspect what happened was he was there to plan on foreign soil an attack on Americans. That is what Donald Trump was given. He was given this information from the CIA, and they're planning this attack on the embassy and other targets. So that's from his perspective, that's what he saw, and he acted upon it. And in this 3D world we live in, that's what he did. There's more going on from the spiritual dimension. Soleimani, whatever his name is. Let me just see something about him. Okay, he's dark. All right. What was his relationship with Khomeini? What did he view? There was a bad relationship between Khomeini and the head of Iran and him. And the Ayatollah Khomeini is happy this guy is dead. Isn't that funny? That's kind of interesting. The head of the military is happy this guy is gone. So it's gonna change the dynamics in our relationship with Iran. And what is the probability this leads to World War III? And it's very low. It's very low. It might relieve a logjam of tension. So the Iranians will come out and do all this bluster. We're going to retaliate. They're actually happy. This removes a rook in chess. The score of a rook. A rook is very important. He's been removed. And this will free up some of the leadership. They're happy he's dead. He was there to do bad, and they probably have intelligence with him recording about the attacks he was planning with Iranian assets and Iranians. So it's both. And I think everyone in the world is kind of relieved this guy is gone. And that's not saying much. I didn't do the Russians. Let me see what the Russians... Are the Russians happy that he's gone? I'll just do this dowsing quickly. Show me the score, what they think of this guy being gone. And they're happy on a scale of 1 through 10, about an 8. Maybe an 8.5. Is this 9 or more? No, it's 8 or more, yeah. So they're fairly happy. 8.5 is fairly happy he's gone. And he was a big player in the region. He has a lot of troops in Syria. And I think this is going to help the Syrians and the Russians get rid of these Iranians there who want to go to war. I do get also there's a second layer to this. It was a trap set by a darker hand, invisible hand, and I'm not sure. It's the money people in New York that are invisible. We don't see them. We don't talk about them. It's the black hand. It's the black hand of a lot of politics. They're trying to get the Americans to start a war with Iran. And so Trump doesn't know this part. And this was a setup. Let me see. Is it Mossad? No. Is it CIA? No. CIA didn't have anything to do with it. Did Mossad have anything to do with this? Mossad. Show me their... So Mossad had a little bit of a hand in this, in the second layer part. How much was Solomon working with the Black Hand, his relationship? he had a relationship with him. It was like 70-75%. This guy was not who you think he was, and he was causing a lot of mayhem, and he was going to do more. And Trump just took him out, and it didn't matter about this. And if Trump and the Iranians can not escalate this any further, it'll be a really good thing, and maybe there's a road to peace. So, but there is another hand that set this guy up, and it could be a sacrifice within the organization to get rid of this guy. So it's not what we think, and that's what the Dowsing shows. I didn't spend a lot of time on it. We just kind of superficially went in there, and most people suspect this sort of thing. I would have suspected the CIA involved more in this, but they're not, and the Mossad is kind of involved, like 20-25%. So they have a relationship with this dark hand. There's a dark hand, and that was the impetus to get him to go to Iraq. And I bet you they have evidence he was going to plan more attacks. And that's sort of it. So the whole world picture moves forward now. And what else did I have? And then for the quickly before my time runs out, the impeachment, I don't know. The Dowsing is the same as always, even before the vote. So it went out of committee. They voted for impeachment. It's not technically impeachment. It's something make-believe. It's a different document. Then they went to the House floor, and they voted on a document that's technically not even impeachment. So they have an articles of impeachment, and I don't even know if they're going to send them over to the Senate, or I have a strong indication it may be kicked up to the Supreme Court. That's kind of strange, isn't it? So that's there in the background. And at the end of the day, as I said before, Trump will remain in office for the whole term. And whether he wants to run for election is still up for grabs. You know what I mean? I think his health is a little off, and his business health is off. And I think he wants to recuperate, and he's balancing that in his head. And if he has high conviction that Ivanka or the backup, Donald Trump Jr., either one of those who could win the presidency, if he's convinced they can, he might step aside. And it's not because he's guilty of anything, it's just because of financial health and physical health. And so that's all I have to say on that. I don't have much going on in the Senate. They're not going to convict Trump. Whether they have they can do anything they want in the Senate. They have the power. They don't have to listen to Pelosi, and I don't think they will. They might just have a vote and say he's innocent. Meet 10 minutes and have a vote, and the Democrats will just go crazy. This will help Trump's respect in the world by a lot. This will help Trump politically, what he did today, because it shows he's not a eunuch. And it shows the attitude of the Iranians toward Trump will change because of this. And it's like they like him. They got rid of a problem for him. They respect him. And the rest of the world, too. His respect for the United States is going to go up tremendously. And it may not see it in the liberal news, but it's going to go up. It's worth 11 aircraft carriers. That's how much this is worth. This decision, it showed the world he's willing to do what it takes, the dirty work. He got his hands dirty today, and he did it for the safety of America, and everybody respects it. Everybody. It's worth, and they don't know what he's going to do. That's how powerful it is. This is Sun Tzu, The Art of War. God bless you all. I hope you have a great year. I'll put up some more interesting things in the next few days. Thank you.